Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome and thank you very much for coming down this evening. It feels like a bittersweet evening, as after what feels like several weeks of intense quizzing, we have now reached the culmination. We have our third place playoff, and we will then be going into the final to crown this year's collegiate quizzing champion. You may notice a little bit different for this evening. We're also joined by LA1 TV, so thank you very much for all those folks for coming down. They're going to be filming this evening, so for the benefit of anybody that might end up tuning into that as well, I am just going to run through the rules and how the competition will work. We'll introduce the teams and then we will get into some quizzing. So the competition simulates University Challenge as closely as possible. So quizzers will first hear a starter for 10. They will play as individuals on the buzzer. If they buzz in and answer correctly, they will gain 10 points for their team, and they will then also gain 3 bonus questions where the teams may confer, and each of those bonuses are worth 5 points each. If on a starter question a quizzer buzzes and interrupts the question and answers incorrectly, they'll lose 5 points, and the question will then be passed over to the opposing team. If it's the end of the question and it's an incorrect buzz, then the question just gets passed over to the opposing team. Matches will last 25 minutes, so in a moment we will start the timer, and it will just be 25 minutes of solid quizzing, and we will see who emerges victorious at the end of that. And with a bit of luck, we might all make it home in time for Only Connecting University Challenge this evening as well, if this wasn't enough quizzing for you. So playing in the third place playoff, we first have Pendle. Pendle have had a strong run in the competition, playing an extra round 1 match that other teams didn't have to play, beating Fylde and Cartmel colleges, but unfortunately lost out to Bowland in their last match. Graduate have secured a win against Grisdale, but were just beaten to the final by Finesse. So before we get started, let's meet our teams, starting with Pendle.
I'm Fatima and I study medicine.
I'm Josie and I study philosophy, politics and economics.
I'm George and I study physics.
I'm Oliver and I'm studying history, philosophy and politics.
And the graduate team.
I'm Joe and I'm studying for an MA in translation.
I'm Flavius and I'm studying for a PhD in astrophysics.
I'm Daniel and I'm studying for a PhD in maths.
I'm Rachel and I'm studying for an MA in digital humanities.
Great. And we also have our question master, Avery, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you. My name's Avery. I'll be asking the questions today and slightly moderating the answers. I'd just like to thank Callum for putting all this together, and anyone else who's even involved. There wasn't anything remotely like this when I was a student here 10 years ago. I think so. Seeing something like this take place on campus is really cool. So thank you, Callum, for organising all of this. Thank you to all the teams for showing up. Best of luck to both teams playing in the playoffs. Are we all ready? Okay, good. So, fingers on buzzers is your third starter for 10. Which single letter of the English alphabet links all of the following? A surname, often assumed by members of the Nation of Islam, the pseudo-element symbol for halogen or halide in organic chemistry, the name of the world's hottest chili pepper, an axis in the Cartesian... Yes, X is correct, well done. You get the first set of bonuses, Pendle, and they are on scandals that have brought down UK governments. Named after the then Secretary of State for War, what was the name of the scandal that brought down the government of Howard Macmillan? The War Secretary was found to have had an extramarital affair with a 90-year-old model, Christine Keeler, creating a possible national security risk. Correct, well done. Named after the head of the Communist International, what name was given to the forged document claiming that normalization of British-Soviet relations under the Labour government would lead to a Bolshevik-style revolution? It brought down the government of Vance MacDonald. Nominate, Robert.
There's no VF.
Correct, well done. And finally, what name was given to the social gatherings of Conservative Party members held in 10 Downing Street during the COVID-19 pandemic? It was one of the many scandals that contributed to the downfall of Boris Johnson. Partygate. Partygate is correct, well done. Take up the start question now. Equivalent to 1 minute of arc on the Earth's surface and defined internationally as 1,852 metres, what unit of length is often used in air, marine? Nautical mile is correct. Well done, Brad. You get a set of bonuses on the chemistry of Urtica dioica, better known as stinging nettles. In each case, identify the chemical from the description. First, also known as methanoic acid, this is the simplest of the carboxylic acids. It is present in nettle venom and takes its name from the Latin word for a social insect.
Formic acid.
Correct. Next, the chief neurotransmitter of the parasympathetic nervous system, also found in nettle venom. This was the first neurotransmitter to be identified and characterized and is known by the abbreviation ACH.
Acetic.
You're close, it's acetylcholine. And finally, associated with mast cells in the human body, this substance is released during allergic reactions, for example, hay fever. In nettle venom, it causes inflammation and pain.
Histamines.
Correct, well done. Name 2 of the 3 football teams from outside Manchester and London that, since its inauguration in 1992, have been champions of the English Premier League.
Liverpool and Leicester.
Yeah, well done. The other one was Blackburn Rovers. You get the bonuses, Pendle. They're on Linux distributions.
Oh.
Can't say we don't have range. First, a distribution using the Portage Package Manager. The software is not distributed as binaries, but the source code is compiled locally, optimized for the specific type of computer. It is named after the fastest swimming species of penguin, reflecting the speed improvements of machine-specific optimization.
Gentile.
Yeah. Well done. Next, a derivative of Arch Linux focused on user-friendliness and accessibility. It takes its name in part from a tall mountain in East Africa.
Manjaro.
From Kilimanjaro, yeah, well done. And finally, one of the most popular Linux distributions, a derivative of Debian and maintained by the company Canonical. It takes its name from a Bantu word meaning humanity. Yeah, well done, Linux. And at the start of the question now, which 2-digit number links all of the following? The sonnet by Shakespeare that opens with the line, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" The group of the periodic table containing the noble gases, and in sport... 7 is incorrect, I'm afraid that was an interruption, so you lose 5 points. And the number of holes on a regulation golf course?
18.
18 is correct, well done. You get the set of bonuses, Brad. They are on UK Cities of Culture. What was the inaugural UK City of Culture? It's the setting of a Channel 4 sitcom written by Lisa McGee.
Yeah, Glasgow.
No, it's Derry. You haven't seen Derry, girls. What was the 2017 UK City of Culture? Based on the theme of a city coming out of the shadows, its important status as a port city meant it was heavily bombed during the Blitz.
Yeah, it's Liverpool.
No, it's Hull. Finally, which other Yorkshire city will be the UK City of Culture in 2025? Events will celebrate the city's literary heritage, mostly its association with the Bronte sisters in the nearby village of Hove.
York.
It's Bradford. That will be next City of Culture. Another start question now. Which major river is the subject of both a 1934 tone poem by the composer Florence Price and an orchestral suite of 1926 by Ferdy Grofi? Price's work notably quotes a number of African-American spiritual songs, while Grofi's suite contains movements entitled Father of the Waters and Huckleberry Finn.
Mississippi.
Mississippi is correct. You get a set of bonuses, Pendle. They're on Soviet phraseology. In each case, give the word from its definition or derivation. Literally meaning self-publishing, the form of dissident activity in which individuals hand reproduce sensitive documents and pass them between readers.
We'll take the show.
That was called Samizdat. Next, an NKVD slang term from the Stalin era. This is damaging information about a public figure that can be used to create negative publicity or for blackmail. That was called Kompromat. And finally, an abbreviation for, in Russian, the agency known as the Main Directorate of Correctional Labour Camps. Gulag is correct, well done. I'm going to take a picture out now, that's okay. For your picture starter, you're going to see a painting for 10 points, simply name the artist.
Renoir.
It's not Renoir, anyone does it? Okay.
Bosch.
It's not Bosch, that's Constable. That's Constable's Cornfield. So we'll take the picture bonuses when someone gets a starter question correct. In mathematics, what adjective begins expressions with the following meanings? A way of expressing linear programming problems that allows them to be solved by the simplex method, a convention for writing very large or very small numbers, also known as scientific notation, and a common measure of the dispersion of a set of values.
Standard.
Standard is correct, well done. So you get the picture bonuses, Brad. No one got Constable's Cornfield. For your picture bonuses, you will see 3 more depictions of farming or rural life, and 5 points for each artist you can name. First, this artist.
Monet.
No, that's Van Gogh. That's his farmhouse in Provence. Second, this artist.
Monet.
That one is Monet. Well done. That's his statue there. And finally, this artist.
Nomenclature.
Hokusai?
Hokusai is correct, well done. Another starter question now. The organisation Nihon Hidankyo was awarded the 2024 Nobel Peace Prize for its support and representation of survivors of what event?
Atomic bombs, Japan.
Correct, well done. Pendle, you get the bonuses. They are on the winners of the BAFTA Game Award for Best Game Design, in each case giving the title of the game. First, the 2012 winner, developed by that game company. Players control a robed figure in a vast desert travelling towards a distant mountain. 2 players can meet and assist each other, but they can't communicate via speech or text.
Stranger.
That is called Journey. Next, the 2020 winner, a roguelike developed by Supergiant Games. Players control a Zagreus, the son of the eponymous figure, as he attempts to escape the underworld to reach Mount Olympus. Hades. Hades is correct, well done. And finally, the 2019 winner, developed by Mobius Digital. The game follows a player character as they explore a solar system stuck in a 22-minute time loop that resets when the sun goes supernova.
After a while.
Afterwards is correct, well done. My favourite game of all time. Another starter question now. From the ancient Greek word for hidden, what noun is given to the set of biblical writings that don't form the accepted canon of scripture?
Is it Apocrypha?
Apocrypha is correct. Well done. You get these set of bonuses, Pendle. They are on the 50th anniversary of a book. Published in 1974, the Pulitzer Prize-winning book The Power Broker by Robert Caro is a biography of which 20th century New York official? Uses positions... Sorry? Robert Moses is correct, well done. One of Moses' bridges was the Triborough Bridge, now called the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge. As the name suggests, it links 3 boroughs of New York. Which 3?
Okay. It's got to be. It can't be Staten Island. It'd be weird if it's a bridge that we use. I'm going to say Queensland have docks.
Queensland has a rock. Correct, well done. During the late 1920s, Moses developed a rivalry with which politician, then governor of New York, who later became 32nd president of the United States from 1933 to 1945.
Yeah, that's got peace.
Roosevelt. Which one?
FDR.
But yeah, well, we'll start a question. In electronics, what eponymous law states the ratio of the potential difference between the ends of a conductor to the current flowing through it is constant, usually termed R for resistance? Yes.
Ohm's law?
Ohm's law is correct. Well done, Brad. You get a set of bonuses on musical sculptures. The sea organ plays music by way of waves and tubes located underneath a set of large marble steps. It lies on the coast of the Adriatic in the city of Zadar in which country?
Croatia?
Yeah, well done. After its pedestrian railings were replaced by thinner slats to improve its aerodynamic tolerance, which bridge in the southern United States has begun to produce a loud hum of Aeolian tones?
The St. Louis Bridge.
It's the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Finally, the Singing Ringing Tree is a 10-foot tall construction of galvanized steel pipes that use the wind to produce a low, tuneful song. It lies in the Pennines overlooking which Lancashire town?
Burnley?
Burnley is correct, well done. Another starter question. Give me the 2-word term by which the 19th century rivalry between Edward Drink Cope and Othniel Charles Marsh is most commonly known. Both men used bribery, theft, and the destruction of fossils and bones to outdo the other in the recently popularized field of paleontology.
Dinosaurs.
No, it's not the dinosaur wars. Anyone from London want to buzz in? No, I'll tell you, it was the Bone Wars. You were close. Belonging to the family Bromelaceae and primarily pollinated by hummingbirds, varietals of what plant species include queen, red, Spanish, and smooth cayenne? The fruit of this plant has appeared atop the Wimbledon Gentleman's Singles Trophy since 1887. No, there's an interruption, you lose 5 points. It's appeared atop the Wimbledon Gentleman's Singles Trophy since 1887, supposedly because of its rare and exotic status at the time.
Pineapple?
Pineapple is correct. Well done, Brad. You get a set of bonuses. They are a band. Taking their name from the Japanese electronic music genre consisting of compositions so dense they sometimes cause the computers processing them to crash, which English band was nominated for the 2019 Mercury Prize for their debut album, Schlagenheim?
Non-ethically?
Sandara Karma?
No, it's Black Midi. I think Ben will know it. Should have a pineapple question right. The song Welcome to Hell from Black Midi's 22 album Hellfire paraphrases a speech given by which American general to the United States Third Army in 1944?
MacArthur?
No, it's Patton, George S. Patton. Finally, alongside the bands Squid and Black Country New Road, Black Midi were a notable part of which music scene named after a pub in Brixton. It shares its name with the structure mistakenly attacked by Don Quixote.
Yeah, Windmill.
Windmill is correct, well done. In keeping in theme, we're going to take your music right now, I think. If your music starts, you're going to hear a piece of classical music. For 10 points, please name the composer. It's not Holst. Anyone from Pendle? You can hear a little more, I think. Thank you. Vivaldi. It's not Vivaldi. It's only Vaughan Williams' Lark Ascending. We'll take the music bonuses when someone gets with the start question right. Holst's Ode to Death, Delius's Sea Drift, and Vaughan Williams' A Sea Symphony are settings of works by which American poet? The first was a setting of an elegy to Abraham Lincoln, and the other two were settings of poems from his 1855 collection, Leaves of Grass.
Emerson.
Nope, anyone from better one, was it?
T.S. Eliot.
It's Walt Whitman, just Leaves of Grass. Next start question. The US architect Walter Burley Griffin won a 1911 competition to design which capital city? Its name is derived from an indigenous word for meeting place, and it's surrounded by the political entity.
Canberra.
Canberra is correct. Well done, Pendle. You get the music bonuses. No one got Vaughan Williams' Lark Ascending, first performed in 1920. Your music bonuses, 3 more pieces composed in the first half of the 20th century, 5 points for each you can name. First, this Russian composer. Correct, here's Rachmaninoff, it's kind of concerto number 2. Second is French composer. And that's Ravel, that's Ravel's Bolero. And finally, this American composer. No, that's Aaron Copeland, his Appalachian Spring. Another start question now. What are the finalists of the Royal Horticultural Society Plant of the Year 2024? Praying Hands is a variety of which genus of succulents? The RHS describes it as having thick, firm leaves, pointed at the tip with spiny margins or curling, thread-like filaments. Also noting that it has long been cultivated to make the alcoholic drink tequila.
Yucca.
Nope, anyone from Bethel? I'll tell you it's agave, tequila comes from agave plants. Who is the most translated individual author? Examples of translated titles of their works include in Spanish, Muerte en la Vicaria, in German, Death, yes, Agatha Christie is well done, and you get to read them all. You get a set of bonuses, Grant, they are anthems. Which 2002 song by the band Broken Social Scene contains repeated lyrics, park that car, drop that phone, sleep on the floor, dream about me? It was included in the soundtrack of the 2010 film Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and a cover version was included in the 2024 film I Saw the TV Glow. Yeah, correct, well done. Next, which war poem of 1917 opens with the lines of passing bells for those who die as cattle, only the monstrous anger of the guns? Correct, well done, well figured out. And finally, the national anthem was the first episode of which science fiction anthology series? The prescience of the plot was compared to the Pickgate scandal 4 years later. Black Mirror is correct, well done. Named after the Greek island near the shipwreck it was recovered from, what name was given to the hand-powered orrery discovered in 1901? It is the oldest known example of an analog computer.
Roads. Roads computer.
No? 5 minutes? Anyone from that one, does it? No, it's the anti-killer mechanism. What 5-letter word can denote a planet that exhibits variation from the standard type, or a planet that wanders in interstellar space without being ground to any. Rogue is correct, well done. Either said Moses on a drink, Brad. Which drink can trace its origin back to 15th century Sufi mystics, where it was used to aid concentration and as a type of spiritual intoxication when they chanted the name of God?
Absent.
It's coffee. Two species of coffee plant make up almost the entirety of world coffee production. Name both. Can't leave you forever, sorry.
Nominate electrons. Sorry. Arabica and Starbucks.
Robusta was the other one besides Arabica. And finally, which country is the world's top producer of Robusta coffee? Coffee in this country is traditionally served cold with condensed milk.
Vietnam.
Vietnam is correct, well done. It's a very close game. We're going to take a picture around now. If you're a picture starter, you're going to see a photograph of a political figure. For 10 points, give me his name. You need to buzz as soon as you answer. Sorry, anyone
it's
prepared?
sorry.
Sorry? Lumumba is correct, well done. Yeah. Yeah, that was Patrice Lumumba, the Congolese independence leader whose assassination by American and Belgian forces is a central event of the 2024 documentary film Soundtrack to a Coup d'Etat, which I went to go and see last week. Your picture notices 3 more political leaders featured in the documentary. All 3 were important members of the non-aligned movement during the Cold War. First, the person pictured here on the left.
Pass.
That's Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. Second, the person pictured here on the right. Gonna have to hurry, sorry, it's a close game.
Non-net clean.
Bobby Seale.
No, that's Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana. And finally, this person.
NASA.
NASA's correct, well done, the second president of Egypt. Start question now. Which 2-word term is this? Coined by Frederick Engels in The Condition of the Working Class in England, whereby the class which at present holds social and political control places hundreds of proletarians in such a position that they inevitably meet a too early and unnatural death. The term has been applied variously to the Conservatives' austerity. Yes?
Social death.
I can't accept them, I'm afraid. Right, College. The term has been applied variously to the Conservatives' austerity policies in this handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. That was an option as well, sorry. Now I tell you, it's supposed to be social murder. Start question. Appearing in the name of a London street associated with publishers and booksellers, what word can refer to a continuously moving elevator, a fishing line with several hooks, and a set of rosary beads? It comprises the first. Paternoster is correct. Well done. Better you get a set of bonuses to words that appear to be oxymorons based on their etymologies. Derived from Latin words, Italian words for light and dark, what term denotes the use of strong contrast between bright and shaded areas within an artistic work? That's chiaroscuro. Literally meaning hot cold, what word of French origin is used for a savoury dish of cooked meat or fish served in an aspic jelly? It's chauffoir. Finally, now most commonly used to mean absurd or outrageous, what 12-letter adjective derives ultimately from Latin words for both before and after? No, it's preposterous. Which city links all of the following? A 1939 autobiographical novel by Christopher Isherwood, the settings of the films Run Lola Run and The Lives of Others, and the David Bowie albums Low, Heroes and Roger. Berlin is correct. Well done, panel. You get a set bonuses on bridge disasters. Which bridge disaster of 1879 is memorialised in a poem by William Topaz McGonagall, the so-called worst poet in the English language? It contains the lines, alas, I am very sorry to say, that 90 lines have been taken away. No, it's a Tay Bridge, it rhymes. Used as a textbook example of externally forced mechanical resonance, and as a cautionary tale to is that.
Well, that was an absolutely fantastic third place playoff. I hope you'd agree. Well done to both of you. Pendle, you know, it was so close then. You had the lead early on. But Grad, congratulations. You take third place. Yeah, well done. Fabulous. Grad, if you can make sure you stick around, and I will give you a certificate as well as soon as I've written them out. And everybody else, we will just reset, and then we will shortly be going on to the final. Thank you very much.
might well be called that, but he's called Yoshi P in the internet parlance. Another starter question now. Chang'e, He-10, Chandrayaan, and Artemis are missions of various space agencies dedicated to the exploration of which body of the solar system?
The moon.
The moon is correct. Well done. You get a set of bonuses for Ness. They are Retro Hugos, which are Hugo Awards retroactively awarded to the best science fiction or fantasy stories published 50, 75, or 100 years prior. In each case, get the title of the book. The winner of the 2014 Retro Hugo and published in 1939 is the first book in T.H. White's One Soon Future King tetralogy.
The Sword in the Stone?
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow.
That's a guess. That's a good one. Next, the winner of the 1996 Retro Hugo and published in 1946. This is the second book in Isaac Asimov's Foundation trilogy.
Oh my god, I've watched the whole TV show. There's another foundation. I don't think it's got a second foundation. It could be this. I don't know. Genetic Dynasty or something like that. Sorry? Genetic Dynasty.
Genetic Dynasty?
No, it's called Foundation and Empire. They're not to be confused with the third book, which is called Second Foundation. Finally, the winner of the 2004 Retro Hugo and published in 1954, a dystopian novel by Ray Bradbury.
It's definitely very Bradbury. It's definitely Fahrenheit 451.
Correct, well done. For the starter question now, what is the common name given to the pelagic lampriform fish of the family Regalesidae? The longest bony fish alive, their beachings after storms have given them a reputation of harbingers of doom. In their first appearance in the Animal Crossing series, catching one prompts a player character to say, "Good, I needed a paddle."
Coelacanth?
No, anyone from Bowler want to buzz in? Yeah.
Ocean sunfish.
Sorry?
Ocean sunfish.
No, it's an oarfish. Popularised by John Maynard Keynes in The Economic Consequences of the Peace, what term is given to a brutal peace treaty intended to permanently cripple the losing side? Its name is derived from the peace terms imposed by the Roman Republic following the Punic Wars. No one? Okay, I tell it was a Carthaginian peace. Remember Carthage and the Punic Wars. The passion of the cut sleeve and the divided peach are archaic literary terms for homosexuality in which country? The latter comes from a portrayal of Duke Ling of Wei, and the former from the relationship between Dong Xian and Emperor Ai of the Han Dynasty.
China.
China is correct, well done. You get a set of bonuses on infections for Ness. Mycosis, candidiasis, and tinea pedis all belong to what general class of infection?
Mycosis might be like a fungal thing,
Fungal?
Yeah, well done. The last one was athlete's foot. Impetigo and cellulitis are bacterial infections affecting which part of the body?
Skin.
Skin?
Yeah, correct. And finally, from the Latin for secret, what term denotes a hidden infection first recognised by secondary manifestations? In more general usage, it is an adjective used to describe things pertaining to mysticism, magic, or sorcery.
Could be arcane.
Arcane?
Good guess, but it's a cult. Let's start a question now. Officially called the Reconciliation and Cooperation Policy towards the North, what name is given to the approach of... Right?
Sunshine Policy.
Sunshine Policy is correct. Good buzz. You get the bonuses for Ness. They're all on bells. Round of applause. Inscribed with a verse from the book of Leviticus, the bell in Philadelphia that was first heard at the public reading of the US Declaration of Independence is commonly known by what name?
Liberty Bell, I think.
Liberty Bell?
Liberty Bell is correct. Well done. Currer, Ellis, and Acton Bell were the pseudonyms of which literary siblings?
Yeah, I think it's Bell.
Bronte sisters?
Bronte is correct. Well done. And finally, written by the American composer James Lord Pierpont and first performed in September 1857, which song was supposedly written to be performed on Thanksgiving?
Range is the only thing.
Yes,
Going to need an answer.
1850 overture.
No, it's Jingle Bells. Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Alec Newman, Kyle MacLachlan and Timothy Chalamet have all portrayed which fictional character?
Willy Wonka.
No, you lose 5 points. Created by Frank Herbert and the child...
Paul Atreides.
Paul Atreides is correct, well done. You get a set bonus that's finessed on palindromes. Which musical note has a 5-letter palindromic name derived from a Latin word meaning smallest?
Minin.
Yep. Which Cambodian general and dictator with a palindromic name led the military coup against Prince Norodom Sihanouk? He, in turn, was ousted 5 years later by the Khmer Rouge.
Oh,
Who's before Paul?
yep. And
I don't know.
Pass. Sorry.
That's Lon Nol. Finally, the longest single-word palindrome in the Oxford English Dictionary, tataratatat, is an onomatopoeic word for a knock on the door, coined by James Joyce in which book of 1922?
Could be who he wrote Ulysses, Finnegan's Wake.
What do you think one is going to have a knock on the door?
Ulysses,
Ulysses?
Correct, well done. Good guess. We take a picture now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a painting depicting a scene from a play. For 10 points, I need you to name both the artist and the play.
Millet, Hamlet.
Yes, that was one. Yeah, well done. That's Miller's depiction of Ophelia drowning in Hamlet. For your picture bonuses, you're going to see 3 more artist depictions of scenes from plays by Shakespeare. In each case, you need to name both the artist and the play to the points. Good luck. First, this English artist.
Could try like Rossini maybe. It's like sort of Midsummer Night's Dream. Rossini.
Nominate Neil.
Rossini from Midsummer Night's Dream.
It's William Blake from A Midsummer Night's Dream. It is the English artist, isn't it? Second, this American artist.
Who's the artist?
It could be like Singer Sargent. The portraits.
Nominate Neil.
Singer Sargent in Macbeth.
Correct, well done. And finally, this artist, who, like Millet, was also associated with the Pre-Raphaelites. Oh, and the play.
It's Rossetti. I said Rossini. Rossetti and probably Tempest. Rossetti and Tempest.
Rossetti in The Tempest.
It's Waterhouse in the Tempest, bad luck. Another start question now. What short pronoun is the first word of the novels Fahrenheit 451, Catch-22, Pride and Prejudice, and A Tale of Two Cities? Yeah.
It.
It is correct, well done. Best times, worst times, etc. You get 3 bonuses on American photographer's finesse. Which photographer, born in 1907, is remembered both for her fashion shoots and for her evocative photographs of the liberation of Paris in 1944? A film of her life was released in 2023, starring Kate Winslet in the title role.
It's Lee something. The film is called Lee. I don't remember her surname.
Lee Peak.
It's Lee Miller, it was Lee something. Together with her huddled children, Florence Owen Thompson, an impoverished pea picker in California, became the subject in 1936 of Migrant Mother, the most celebrated image of which photographer?
I think I might know the follow, but
I can't think of any photographers.
Pass.
It's Dorothea Lange. And finally, Annie Leibovitz took the last portrait of which singer, curled up naked on the floor next to his wife hours before his death in December 1980?
Could it be, this is up too late.
who died in 1980?
Could it be Elvis in 1980?
No, that's too late.
I don't know when he died. Well, he met, did he meet Reagan? Or he meet Nixon? I don't know. I don't know who else. I can't think of any others.
Any, I don't know.
I think I don't know. I would go Elvis.
Sorry?
I don't know.
Jimi Hendrix.
It's John Lennon.
Ah.
Let's start a question now. Brilliant time, Boland. Operation Chastise, carried out in 1943, is more commonly known by what name, memorialised in a film of 1955? A raid by the RAF Bomber Command, it caused catastrophic flooding of the Ruhr Valley. Please.
Dan Buster's.
Dan Buster's Raid is correct. Well done. You get a set of bonuses for this. They are on 3-word names or terms where all 3 words are the same length. For example, Salt Lake City. First, in physics, the average distance an object, usually a molecule in a gas, will move between collisions.
Mean free path, I think.
Mean free path.
Yeah, well done. Next, the waterway on which the towns of Slough, Aylesbury, Hempstead, Wendover and Northampton all stand.
Actually, no,
Grand Union Canal.
It is the Grand Union Canal, well done. Next, the name coined by Danish linguist Otto Jespersen in 1909 to describe changes in pronunciation of words in English between 1350 and 1700.
Great vowel shift.
Correct, well done. And another starter question now. Behemoth, cherub, jubilee and leviathan are among English words that derive ultimately from which language? Yes.
Hebrew.
Hebrew is correct, well done. You get some bonuses on sleep, Vanessa. For what do the letters REM stand? For what do the letters REM stand in the stage of the human sleep schedule
Rapid
characterized
eye
by...
movement.
Yeah, well done. After a Greek letter, what name denotes the low frequency, high amplitude waves that appear increasingly in the dreamless advanced stages of non-REM sleep?
It's like
Is it an abbreviation?
no, it's Greek letters. It's high frequency. But no, it's low frequency.
Well, it's not. I don't know. It's not the electromagnetic. That's not.
No, it's not.
Just guess the Greek letter.
Should I just name a different one?
Any Greek letters.
Chi.
Delta. Finally, into how many stages is the non-REM sleep usually subdivided, each indicating a deeper sleep than the previous one?
Fine, so it's fine. Five?
No, it's 4. Start question. The Carrington event of 1859 was a geometric storm likely caused by what solar phenomena? They are explosive outbursts of plasma from the sun known by the initials... no, you lose 5 points. Known by the initials CME. Yep.
Coronal mass ejection.
Coronal mass ejection is correct. You get the bonuses. Good for us. They are on terms relating to manuscripts. In each case, name the term from the definition. First, from the Greek for again and scrape, a page from a manuscript that has been erased or washed off and written over.
Palimpsest.
Sorry?
Palimpsest.
Nominate Hussein?
The
Palimpsest.
palimpsest is right. Well done. Next, the process by which a manuscript is adorned with flourishes such as borders or miniatures. It is also the name of an American animation studio, the creators of Minions.
Oh, illuminations.
Illumination.
Yeah, well done. And from the Latin for red chalk, a section of text in a manuscript illuminated in red for emphasis. In more general use, it has come to mean an established rule or custom, or relevant for your interests, a set of criteria for evaluating student work.
For evaluating.
What's that?
Evaluating work, yeah, syllabus.
That's rubric. I'm going to take a music starter now, if that's okay. For your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of jazz music. For 10 points, please name the... Get over it. For 10 points, name the trumpeter. Okay. There's Nolly Armstrong. Anyone from Vanessa? We can hear a lot more. Yep.
Miles Davis.
Miles? No, it's Dizzy Gillespie. So we'll take the music bonuses when someone gets a starter question right. Which capital city is home to the Albertina, the Liechtenstein Museum, and the former imperial... Sorry? No, you lose 5 points. And the former imperial residence, the Schönbrunn Palace. No, it's in Vienna. Standing at the end of the Royal Mile against the backdrop of Arthur's Seat, which Edinburgh Palace is the official residence of the King in Scotland?
Balmoral?
No, anyone for Venice?
Hollywood?
Hollywood is correct, well done. So you... you get the music questions. No one got Dizzy Gillespie. In 1964, Gillespie ran for president, and in addition to promising to rename the White House the Blues House and withdraw troops from Vietnam, he also named the members of his prospective cabinet. For a bit of relief from some insane cabinet positions recently, your music bonuses are going to be members of Gillespie's prospective cabinet. You get 5 points for each one you can name. First, this pianist and band leader who would have been Secretary of State. Well done, that was Take the A Train. Second, this drummer who would have been Secretary of Defence.
His name was wrong.
I can't think of any jazz drummers. It's terrible.
Ringo Starr.
But he said just name a drummer, I didn't think we were Ringo Starr. That's Max Roach. And finally, please name both the vocalists in this duet. They would have been Secretary of Agriculture and Secretary of Health. Well done. Back to start our questions now. According to the US psychologist Robert J. Sternberg, what human mood or emotion can be described using the triangular theory, in which it is deconstructed into three components of passion, intimacy, and commitment?
Love.
Love is correct, well done. You get 3 bonuses on 19th century politics, Vanessa. After the Prime Minister who initially led them, what name was given to those Conservatives who remained committed to free trade after the repeal of the Common Laws in 1846?
So the name given to the
Oh, Peelites.
Peelites.
Peelites is correct, well done. From a cave in which David gathered discontented followers in the Old Testament, Adulamites was a derisive name given to those liberals who brought about the fall of their government in 1866 on which issue?
Is that Irish Home Rule, maybe? Irish Home Rule.
Irish Home Rule.
No, it's reform to the franchise. Finally, the Liberal Unionists were a parliamentary group that emerged after a split over which issue in 1886.
Okay, that's definitely Irish Home Rule.
Irish Home Rule.
That is Irish. So our question now. Mark Twain wrote that a young lady has no sex, while a turnip has. Think what overwrought reverence that shows for the turnip, and what callous disrespect for the girl. Which language was he describing on account of the difficulty he had in learning it?
German.
German is correct, well done. You get some more bonuses for Nesta on abbreviations this time. What two-letter abbreviation can signify both an imperial weight and, in cricket, a run made after the ball has touched any part of the batsman except his hands or the bat?
Wait, no, LB, yes.
LB.
Yeah, LB for pound and the cricket thing, well done. For what two-word phrase does the abbreviation LBO stand when it refers to the purchase of a company that is financed by borrowed capital?
Leveraged buyout.
Nominate Hussain.
Leveraged buyout.
Yeah, that's correct. Finally, LBA is the code for which UK international airport? It began operations as Yaden Aerodrome in 1931.
It's not a London
I'm thinking like Luton or Leeds.
airport. No, there's Leeds. Leeds Bradford. Yeah, Leeds Bradford.
Yeah, correct, we'll figure it out. Start question. What was the name of the 12th century claimant to the throne of England, who was the daughter of Henry I?
Matilda.
Empress Matilda is correct, well done. You get 3 bonus questions in the history of Afghanistan, Furness. In each case, I want the decade in which the following began. The first Anglo-Afghan war, in which a British force failed to install a puppet ruler in Kabul and was destroyed during its retreat to the Khyber Pass.
I think it's definitely late 19th century. So it's like 1880s, 1890s.
Sounds plausible.
1880s.
1830s.
Oh, sorry.
Next, the third Anglo-Afghan war, in which an Afghan attack on British India achieved the formal recognition of Afghanistan's sovereignty in international law.
That might be
Would that be
if it's after the second one, it's I don't know.
1880s.
That's the 1910s. And finally, the Soviet war in Afghanistan, which supported the government of Afghanistan at its own request.
1980s, isn't it?
So it was earlier than that, wasn't it?
Early, is it 70s or 80s?
No, it was because it's Cold War. So
Where's the
It was Brezhnev, so
60s is too early.
Come on.
70s.
Go with the gut.
70s.
70s is correct, well done.
Well done.
We're going to take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a still from a film. For 10 points, please name the film. Pause the timer. Just press the top. Right. Everyone think of films. Ready? Yeah. Yep. Was that a purposeful buzz?
No, it's
No? Okay. Anyone else from Bowling want to buzz in? All finesse? Anyone? No one?
Back on.
It's not, no, anyone from finesse? On the effort we went to get this picture on the screen.
The Exorcist.
No, that's a girl walks home alone at night. So we'll take the... Go grip. We'll take the picture bonus one so we get the start question right. In which order of mammals are the structures known as baleen plates seen? Composed of keratin.
Wales.
Wales is correct. Well done. You get the picture bonuses. No one got a girl walks home alone at night. It's a film that subverts typical vampire tropes. For your picture bonuses, 3 more stills from films with a more modern retelling of the vampire myth, all from the last 20 years. First, this Swedish film.
I don't know any Swedish films. I don't know that's
Midsommar.
No, that's Let the Right One In. Second, this South Korean film.
It will be on my phone.
all I know is Parasite, maybe.
Is it vampire? It's not that.
Gonna have to ask for an answer, sorry.
Nominate Peckham.
Train to Busan?
That's about zombies. This is Thirst. And finally, this New Zealand film.
I don't know.
Jojo Rabbit.
That's What We Do in the Shadows. Oh my god, open the skull. Listen carefully to this one. The SI unit of time, the second, is defined in reference to the transition between 2 hyperfine levels. Yes.
Hydrogen.
No, you lose 5 points. Between 2 hyperfine levels of the ground state of a particular atom. What element is currently stipulated in this definition? You can't go further. Yeah.
Proton.
It's cesium, cesium-133. The tesseract of the 4-dimensional hypercube possesses how many vertices? Yep.
16.
16 is correct, well done, 2 to the 4. You get some bonus questions there on cartography, Vernez. Based on James Gore's projection, which German historian published a controversial world map in 1973, representing the exact area of all countries in an accurate ratio? In the SKCD comic on what your
Paul
favourite map
Peters.
projection... I'll accept that, Peters, yes. Formerly described as zenithal, what term is now used for a map projection in which a region of Earth is projected onto a plane tangential to the surface, usually at a pole or the equator?
This Mercator, this is the person.
Mercator.
That's Azimuthal.
Oh, I see.
Introduced as a navigation tool in
Mercator.
16... no.
Sorry.
What 5-letter word links an incandescent particle, a vital animating or activating factor, and a device in the head of an internal combustion engine cylinder that ignites the fuel mixture? Yes?
Stanislav?
No? Anything from Poland? That's a spark, like plug. From the Russian for fist, what term indicates the higher income farmers who emerged after the emancipation? Yes.
Is that kulak?
Kulak is correct, well done.
Yeah, well done. Commiserations, Poland. We knew that they were going to be a formidable side, and I'm just thankful that 3 of the players are on our university challenge. At least that can give you some comfort. Yeah, just thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations, obviously, to Finesse. We will present certificates and the trophy and do some photos in a moment. So congratulations, but yeah, just thank you to everyone. It's since doing those exam papers and marking all of those many weeks ago to this now. It's just been such good fun, and thanks in particular also to Avery, who has volunteered so much of their time to compile and read questions. Thank you, Avery. And to Jack as well, who really didn't have to, but has helped me out with the college quiz and has been my diligent clicker throughout as well. So thank you to Jack, and thanks to LA1 TV.
think the orchestrator of this year.
Well done. We'll present certificates, we'll get photos, and Finesse, this is your 3rd consecutive win on the trophy, so congratulations. Right. Now everyone chat. I was just going to... I'm not going to go further.